Chapter 16, The Morning After. You roll over in your sleeping bag to admire Blake still sleeping and still naked beside you. I can't believe that just happened. I wish we could spend every night like that and wake up together every morning. Watch sunlight play across his face, drinking in every detail. For several long minutes, it's the happiest you've ever felt, till you're struck by a small pang of worry. Did this bring us one step closer to happily ever after, or will it make everything more complicated? Before you can remotely think of an answer, Blake stirs beside you, yawning. The moment his eyes open, he turns to smile at you. Hey there, stranger. Hey, you're awfully cute when you're sleeping. He raises an eyebrow at you and your heart nearly stops. Was it the wrong thing to say? Too soon? But then his expression shifts to an unmistakably flirty grin. Glad you enjoyed the view. I don't know about you, but that was the best sleep I've gotten in a while. To your surprise and delight, he leans in to give you a quick peck on the lips. But I'm starving. Let me make you some breakfast. He climbs out of the sleeping bag, slowly begins pulling his clothes back on. As you do the same, you get a brief glimpse of the toned abs and the cutest butt before he's fully dressed and stepping outside the tent. By the time you join him outside, there's a small fire going, a pan sizzling over it, and a tiny kettle of something hissing by the fire's pit. Oh my god, that smells heavenly. I figured you'd be hungry after yesterday's, exercise. Okay, that was definitely an innuendo. You feel your cheeks warm as he plates up some food and passes it to you, grinning. How long were we in the tent? Spinach and goat cheese omelet, pan-fried toast, and some piping hot coffee. Breakfast of hiking champions. Oh, yes, please. Basically breakfast in bed. Oh, thanks. You tuck in, like chats as both of you eat, pointing out the birds and trees and offering you some coffee. But he hasn't said a word about last night or how we woke up. Because he's enjoying the moment. Everything alright, Ballard? Actually, everything's great. Especially this breakfast. Can't believe how quickly you whipped this up. Making it was easy. The hard part was packing the bread so it wouldn't get smushed on the way over here. Smile and tuck back into your food, trying to ignore the worry at the back of your mind. There's no rush, Jody. We don't have to talk about it while we're eating. We've got all day. An hour later, the two of you are on the trail back home. Last night's events hang over you unspoken, but Blake's in an undeniably good mood. Must have rained last night after we fell asleep. You can still smell the petric. Wow, look at you, pulling out $5 words to impress a girl. I'm not trying to sound cool, Valor, that's just what it's called. Well, petric or no, I'm just glad it rained while we were safe in our tent instead of on our walk home. Really? I thought you'd always dreamed about being kissed in the rain. That does sound romantic. I don't remember ever telling you that. You didn't have to. You always cry every time we watch Ryan Gosling and Rachel McAdams kiss in The Notebook. Yeah. Who doesn't want to kiss Ryan Gosling in the rain? Okay, fair point. He suddenly slips his hand into yours, twining your fingers together. I might not be Ryan Gosling, but if we do get a drizzle, I'll, happy to make that dream come true. Noted. He's just being as flirty as yesterday. Maybe even more flirty. That seems like a good sign. I know he wanted to let things progress naturally, but aren't we gonna talk about that progress? We're wanting way too much too soon, holy crap. You tentatively squeeze his hand and Blake smiles, squeezing back as you stroll down the trail. Thanks for coming on this hike with me. I feel like we haven't gotten enough time with just the two of us out on the trail, and I've had a great time. The best time. Me too. Oh, fine, screw it. We'll go ahead and pack it. We should really talk about what happened. Like, last night we had... Hang on. Do you see that? He tugged you down a small side trail and through a patch of trees. Suddenly, you're standing in front of a huge cottage nestled in the woods. A for sale sign hangs on the door, swaying in the breeze. Why would anyone want to sell such a perfect home? Maybe they got sick of the long trek to civilization? Maybe they should learn how to live off the land? I don't know. Shame they aren't here to show us around. Looks like the sign has a number to call for a key code if anyone wants a self-guided tour. Wanna check it out? Please? What you really want to do is talk about last night, the way you woke up. But I also don't want to push him too hard. He might pull back, just like he did with Rebecca. Oh, wow. Wise words she never really considered until this moment. So you consider your options and Blake's eager smile and give the only answer that feels right. Sure. Might as well have fun while we're at it. After a brief call, Blake punches a number into the door's keypad and you step into a surprisingly chic and still furnished interior. Can you say that a cottage is spooge? Because, oh my god. With a chandelier, definitely bougie. Half of my apartment could fit in this living room alone. Look at the view. It's gorgeous, but the chandelier would have to go. Why? Go. The thing is actually crystal. Yeah, but it's a little bit much, don't you think? If this was my living room, I'd take it down, swap the decor for something that feels more cozy, rustic cottage. I'd have to see his idea. He nudges you slightly, his expression half playful, half unexpectedly serious. Would you be up for that? What does he mean? Like, if we were living together? Oh, no. That question makes the way too much to ask, but Blake's still looking at you, waiting for an answer. I love the idea of going rustic and cozy. If you're gonna live in the woods, you gotta go full fairy tale cottage. Bring in some cozy couches, reopen the fireplace in the far wall, put some flower pots on the windowsill. Exactly. Glad we're working off the same imaginary mood board. Yeah, me too. Blake pokes his head through a nearby doorway and whistles appreciatively, vanishing around the corner. Come on, Ballard. I gotta see the rest of this place. Right behind you. You and Blake continue exploring the house, peeking in every nook, cranny, and new room you discover. Looks like we found the dining area. More like the banquet hall. There's so much space. Is this a keeper for you, then? Or would you want to switch things up? I'd make this a guest room, turn it into a mini library, keep it into a dining room. I mean, I would honestly need to see the whole entire area, but no, I'd probably do a dining room. But the accent colors could be a better match for the rest of the house, and there's room for some cute display cabinets. For showing off your favorite plates and bowls and tiny sculptures. First I'd have to acquire some nice tableware, but yeah, that's the idea. I like your plan for the space, but how did I know there was going to be a but? You trail after Blake as he dashes into the kitchen, gestures around with an adorable flourish. I would want total creative control of the kitchen. It's all yours, as long as I get a clause that lets me taste test all your cooking. Obviously, I assume that was a given. Blake potters around suggestively, or suggesting tweaks to the kitchen. That suddenly feels so domestic that your heart aches. 3 days ago we broke up with Rebecca over the idea of moving in together, and now here we are playing house. I think it was a little bit more than that. We'll just go with that. That and the whole fact she wanted to have multiple homes in multiple areas and never stay down in one area. That might just be one of the multiple issues, you know? This has to be a good thing, right? The countertop is gorgeous. There's room for a second oven if we move that hutch in the corner. Things haven't felt this domestic since I brought him home for that one winter break. Flashback time. Thanks again for letting me come home with you. This is the best holiday break I've ever had. Makes me wish I was part of the Ballard clan. Let me guess, Diamond Choice? I've been crushing on him for years, but that break was the first time I could see him in my life forever. Winter break of your senior year. Blake stands in the childhood kitchen, mixing up dough while you get out the sprinkles and other toppings. So, the trick is not adding too much sugar to the dough, or else the cookies will come out too hard. And here I thought you could never add too much sugar to a cookie. Nah, Miss Ballard, it's all about finding the right balance and baking it for just long enough. Well, you're a lifesaver, Blake. You should come around more often. None of Jody's other friends are ever this helpful. Wow. You're becoming my mom's new favorite person. Or my favorite person, just my favorite person visiting this household right now. It's an honor and a privilege to help Miss Ballard. Oh, please, call me Winnie. You say your last name's Pooh, I'm throwing some. As your mom begins scooping the finished dough into individual cookies, you grin at Blake and mouth to him. Yeah, you're definitely her favorite. That Lino kid's nice, though. Sad he couldn't make it this year. He and Felicia decided to spend the holidays with his parents, but maybe next year. Only if you bring Blake back, too. You hear that, Blake? You're always welcome here for the holidays. Oh, well, thanks, Winnie. You sit back down beside Blake to finish prepping the cookies as your mom fusses with an eggnog recipe. I'm sorry she has to put you to work. That's the risk you take, and any time you step into this kitchen. Are you kidding? This is great. I mean, I'm glad my mom and her new boyfriend are having fun in Spain, but I didn't want to be a third wheel. So things are okay with her and, what's his name, Lionel? He seems fine, but I'm not sure he'll last. But he seems to be making her happy, so given the choice between sitting at home alone for the holidays or baking with your family, I think I picked the best option. Especially since it means hanging out with you. Your heart does a little flip in your chest as your mom wanders over to the table with a knowing smile. All right, Blake, you've done more than enough as our guest. We'll get these in the oven. You go and relax with Bill. You got it, Winnie. Blake licks a bit of cookie dough off one finger, winks at you, and then strolls out into the living room. Second he's gone, your mom turns to you, raising an eyebrow. Now, you know I'm not one to meddle. And yet she's about to. Why do I feel like that means you're literally about to meddle? But you finally got rid of Taylor. Please tell me it's because of that young man in here. No. Will you please stop asking if I'm dating all my friends? What? A mom can't be curious about her daughter's love life. You asked me if I was dating Lino last winter while he was in the room. Because the boy's a catch. You keep him close. Just keep Blake closer. Noted. I'm gonna go watch the game or whatever they're doing in the living room. Okay, baby. Have fun. You escape the kitchen to find Blake happily sitting on the couch with your dad watching NASCAR. Go, 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 go. That's what I'm talking about. Hell yeah. That's why a driver is only as good as their pit crew. That's what I'm always trying to say. That and the winner isn't the one with the fastest car. It's the one who refuses to lose. You know Dale Earnhardt? Yeah, my dad took me to a bunch of his races when I was little. And it sounds like he's got good taste, just like you. Blake gives you an eager thumbs up over your dad's shoulder as the race continues. Jody, why didn't you tell me you were inviting over such a cool kid? Because I wanted you to experience his charms yourself. Wait, you think I'm charming? Judging by how much she talks about you, I'd say so. She also says you're a great cook. I don't know about that, Mr. Ballard. Charming, modest. See, Blake really has to be experienced to be believed. She's right. And please, kid, just call me Bill. As Blake and your dad turn back to the race, laughing, chatting, and get a warm, fuzzy feeling that lingers for the rest of the night. Blake is really fitting into the family. After a delicious dinner with your whole family, you get up from the table and lead Blake towards your room. Come on, it's just upstairs. You head upstairs and Blake starts to follow, but his footsteps pause behind you. At the top of the stairwell, you turn to see Blake at the bottom of it with your mom. She's whispering, but you can just make out the words. Everything okay? Of course, I just wanted to thank you for all your help in the kitchen earlier. And I had to ask, are you sure you and Jody aren't a thing? There's a pause, and then Blake laughs softly. It's really sweet of you to ask, Winnie, but we both know I'm not good enough for Jody. What makes him say that? Wow. Okay. See, if we had flashbacks like this earlier, we would have, been more against Rebecca. Leave me alone. Hearing Blake step on the staircase, you rush into your room. He joins you a moment later, clearly unaware of your eavesdropping, and glances around with a small smile. No judging the decor, okay? I haven't had time to update it since I left college. Really? I guess your Backstreet Boys poster says that you want it that way. God, man, that's old. Shut up. You're too much. You playfully throw a pillow at him, laughing. He catches it as you lay out a sleeping bag next to your bed. Once it's ready, you crawl under your covers as Blake wriggles into the sleeping bag. Seriously, though, I like your place. It feels very you. Even if I don't know how I'm going to sleep with Destiny's Child watching me. Backstreet Boys, Destiny's Child. I'm just waiting for the Spice Girls somewhere. And NSYNC. Blake. Would you rather share the bed? I'm sure you'll find a way. Would you rather share the bed? Something about him being here in your childhood room makes you a little bold. It's be a tight fit, but Blake looks up at you. Then at the mattress biting his lower lip, there's a flicker of curiosity in his eyes and something else that he tamps down. I'll be alright on the floor, but I appreciate the offer. It means a lot, really. It's no trouble, but we should probably get some sleep. You start to reach for the light switch, but Blake gently reaches up to take your hand, giving it a little squeeze. Hey, thanks again for letting me come home with you. This is the best holiday break I've ever had. That can't be true. My mom had you whisking up a storm, and my dad just talked about cars all night. Yeah, it was perfect. Made me wish I was part of the Ballard clan. It could be, if we ever called in that pact and got married. But he's never brought it up since. Right here in your childhood bedroom, with your parents downstairs, doesn't feel like the place. So you smile back at him. It's never hard to smile when he's around. Well, you're always welcome back next year. Pretty sure that's, as far as my mom's concerned, you could come back forever. And would you be cool with that? You know I would. You snuggle under your covers, reach for the light switch again, and this time, Blake doesn't stop you. You just hear a soft, happy sigh. Cool. Night, Jody. Night, Blake. The memory makes your heart light, but fills it with a strange ache, just as Blake glances up from his kitchen inspection with a soft grin. You still with me, Ballard? Yeah, just, hoping you have a dishwasher in your grand remodeling plan. If you're gonna have 2 ovens worth of dishes, I'll add it to my shopping list. As you reach the end of the hallway, Blake finds a door that leads to a gorgeous windowed porch. Okay, we found the coziness central. Can you imagine just sitting out here every night? Blake takes your hand in his, he brushes his thumb over your knuckles in a decidedly non-platonic way, and your pulse leaps. I can imagine less chilling, more cuddling. We should probably test it out. Blake sits on one of the porch's chairs and pats his legs, beckoning you over. Come here. You take a deep breath and settle onto his lap. Your bodies fit perfectly together as he wraps his arms around you. Feels like a pretty good cuddle to me. Yeah, not bad at all. Questions about last night still rattle in your head, but it's easy to get distracted when Blake leans his head against your shoulder. We'd be able to watch the stars every night if we wanted to. He gives you a quick squeeze before you both stand up. You drink in the side of him. So, at home in this place, he walks towards another door. Oh my god, you gotta see this. You follow him into a bathroom that looks like it was plucked out of a literal palace, complete with gilded mirrors and a built-in jacuzzi. This is the bathroom of my dreams. You dream about bathrooms? After living in one of the size of my closet? I do. Come on, don't tell me you're not impressed. It's making me feel like I'm standing in a palace. I keep expecting a butler to walk through the door and offer me a selection of tiaras and oversized hats to wear. Ooh, personal butler would take this to a whole new level. Although since there is no butler, we've got the place to ourselves. He suddenly shrugs off his jacket and you stare as he turns on one of the jacuzzi's taps, running a hand under the water. What are you doing? Might as well freshen up from our hike, right? You want to hop in after, or would you rather, join me? Oh, okay, Mr. Bold. It's like we've released his inhibitions, let's be honest. Like, here it was, cute little flashback, he wants to sleep on the floor, he doesn't want to take things too far, he wants to keep things in the friend zone. Dude's like, join me for the jacuzzi. You nod slowly. It'd be good to, save water for, global warming and the endless California drought. Exactly. It's our duty to help the environment. Blake shrugs off his shirt and shimmies out of his pants as he slowly straightens up. You admire him in the bright, gilded light. Last night, you could just make out the birthmark on his thigh, but today you can see so much more. Uh-huh. Enjoying the view? I was thinking it's a good thing we're washing up. You got some trail dust on, your heart races as your eyes wander over his chiseled torso down to his navel. Everywhere? He chuckles before stepping into the tub. He sinks into the water and looks up at you with a smile, beckoning you closer. And then you'd better come on in. Water's great. I'll undress slowly. Sure, but first... You turn around teasingly, showing Blake your back as you slowly slip off your top. Wow. Didn't realize this tour came with a show. It's not your first time undressing in front of him, but somehow here, instead of the dim, half-dreamy light of the tent, feels different. You feel a little nervous, but mostly electric. Like you can feel his gaze, even with your back turned. Once you slip off the last of your clothing and turn around, heart pounding in your chest, you find Blake staring at you. His eyes are full of wonder. Jody, are you enjoying the view? Enjoying is an understatement. You slip into the jacuzzi beside him. The warm water instantly rushes over your skin. You relax against the tub's edge with a happy sigh. Oh, that's nice. Told you. Blake reaches for a bottle of soap left behind by the house's previous owners and squirts some into his hands. No washcloths or loofahs, but at least we got soap. Technically, you can be one another's loofahs. Maybe I could get your back and you get mine? Sure. He gestures for you to turn around, and you do so. Resting your hands on the edge of the tub, a gentle wave moves through the water as Blake slides behind you. Seconds later, he begins lathering soap along your back. You can feel the calluses on his fingers as he works, the soap along your shoulders brushing the nape of your neck, trailing down your spine. His hand briefly brushes your waist, hovering there for a moment before he pulls away. Feeling a little cleaner? That's not exactly the first word that comes to mind, but yeah, your turn. You spin around in the water and find him just a few inches behind you, water trailing down the planes of his bare chest. Be my guest. You squirt some soap into your own hand, suddenly feeling flushed. Wash his back, wash his chest. Well, turn around for me. You get some soap before you start to gently massage your shoulders. How's that? It's wow. Your hands are like magic. You continue to massage his shoulders, one hand, but slowly making your way down his back with your other. I'm glad you like it. You're all too aware of the shifting of his back muscles beneath your hands, a lap of water between your bodies. Was I reading too much into this? Did he really just want to wash up, or was he thinking of you're literally two naked individuals who just slept together? What do you think? I think you missed a spot. Yeah? He suddenly turns around, catches your wrist with one hand ever so gently. He lifts it to his cheek. Here. You brush your thumb over his cheek, just touching the corner of his mouth. And then he continued. Here, he kisses you. You melt against him instantly. One of his hands cups the nape of your neck, while the other traces slow circles against your waist, the touch mingling with the sensation of water lapping against you. Okay, that's definitely an answer. Blake backs against one of the tub's benches, pulling you into his lap as you kiss him again. As you rest your arms over his shoulders, deepening the kiss, one of his hands bumps against something on the edge of the tub. Oh. You both jump slightly as the jacuzzi's jets turn on. Water spraying against your backs and sides. I guess I found the jets, although I'm not sure this place was supposed to be part of the tour. He laughs, but with your legs still straddling his lap, you feel the movement as much as you hear it. Screw the tour. This is way more fun. His hand slides up your chest, tracing over the sensitive skin until you arch into his touch. I can't argue with that. One hand keeps teasing your chest while the other slips down. Oh, hello there, YouTube. 10 clicks. That's all we got, 10 clicks of Bounce Chihuahua. Once the jets are off and the jacuzzi is drained, the two of you do your best to dry off and put your clothes back on. So basically, you didn't miss much. How did your hair get wet? You didn't even go under. That's probably thanks to someone's wandering hands. Guess these wandering hands should be the ones to dry your hair to them. You laugh and playfully tussle with the towels for a while until you're both mostly dry. You straighten the lapels of his jacket, smiling up at him. There, perfect. Funny. That's the word I was going to use. Thanks for, helping me back in the tub. I would love to do that again sometime. He slips his arms around your waist with a smug grin. I'm game if you are. Really? Yeah, in case it wasn't clear. That was great. No, better than great. That was incredible. Glad you thought so. He takes your hand, tugging you towards the door. Come on, I think there's one last room we haven't seen yet. Really pop-up notifications. The two of you head to the last room of the house, the master bedroom. Ooh, a fireplace. Now this is the level of rustic comfort I like. Watching him explore the room, bouncing on the edge of the mattress, pretending to dust the fireplace, you feel a sudden wistfulness. I wonder what living with him here would really be like. if it wasn't just a fantasy. The bed is huge. It's gotta be at least a Wyoming king. Wait, that's a thing? I thought there was only California kings. This place must be meant for a couple, then. The words slip out before you can help it, but you force yourself to meet his gaze. Maybe the comment will spur you both past the uncertainty that's been hovering between you all day. No, just the uncertainty that's bouncing around in your head. Yeah, I know this isn't exactly our place, but we could extend this camping trip a little if you wanted. Camp out in the woods nearby, enjoy some more quality time. It's a sweet offer, but also another deflection, and suddenly you can't wait anymore. Are we seriously not going to talk about any of this? About the house, camping, about us. We had last night, and then the jacuzzi, and then mind-blowing, earth-shattering. With every time I try to talk about what all that means for you, you deflect. Literally, we approached it once. Think about it. We approached it once. Illusion of choice is really here today. Do you really want to hide away with me and camp out in the woods forever? Or do you just not want to go back to reality and actually figure out what we mean to each other? Jody, He hesitates, clearly fumbling for the right words. I know you wanted to go with the flow or whatever, but I deserve an answer, Blake. Do you regret sleeping together? No, not for a single damn second. He crosses the distance between you, takes your hands, sincerity radiating from with his every word. Last night was everything, Jody. It was perfect. And it felt like a step in the right direction. If our time together has shown me anything, it's that you mean a lot to me, and I want to keep exploring that. As long as you want to. I do. But what did last night mean to you? Oh, sure, we'll keep poking at it. I'm not sure, but... Great. That's what every woman wants to hear. Wait, please let me finish. Squeezes your hands and goes on. But I do know that I want to keep exploring this with you. Share more of this, a whole lot more together. Brushes a thumb across your wrist, finding your pulse point, and you can't help the rush of hope that floods through you. Okay, that's a start. After your detour at the cabin, you make it back to the lodge way later than expected. Most of the lights in the cabin are out, although you find Rebecca asleep on the living room couches. Why is she still here? I thought she was packing like days ago and she was leaving. Listen, last I checked, didn't she have a car out front about to get her? Oh right, I almost forgot that she decided to stay after all. I guess that means it's my turn to take our room tonight. You know, your head spinning with the sudden idea of inviting him to your room. So we'll see you tomorrow then, last day of the trip. Yeah, last day. He reaches out to squeeze your hand before heading off to bed. It's a sweet gesture, but... The moment he's gone, you rush to your room, shut the door, pressing a hand to your chest against a sudden ache in your heart. We're all going home tomorrow, and I still have no idea if this thing between me and Blake is gonna last. Oh my god. Before I say what I need to say, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Head down the description. Plenty of things to check out there. Be greatly appreciated for your support in one way or another. Again, the like, share, and subscribe is a simple free gesture. Also, sharing the content really is a free gesture. It's a great way of you sharing the channel with the people. Literally, all you have to do is tell them, hey, man, this is a content creator. I really enjoy them. You should check out their channel. Most likely, you're gonna find content on the channel that you somehow enjoy. Right? Like, if people enjoy deep, meaningful conversations, a person who's very open-minded, or my personality, my voices, I don't know. Like, there's plenty of things on this channel. Plenty. Like 4,000 videos, and they're all different. So, you know, I don't know what to tell you. Plenty of games, plenty of choices, plenty of chapters, plenty of everything. Okay? Alright. Let's get into it. So... You know, I know some of you guys are like, well, you know, and I get it. Everybody's a little bit different. That's one of the reasons why I'm an open-minded individual. And I just say things from my perspective. Right? So a lot of you, like, get irritated or try and correct me or whatnot, and I get it. right? But here's the thing: is we're all 8 billion people on this planet, right? We all do think, say, yada yada yada, all differently, right? Yes, mass majority will, select one way or another, or think this way or another. Keyword mass majority. I'm one of those people who I typically keep my mouth shut and I stand in silence until I have all the facts in front of me. And this is what I feel about this book. I feel like she has, like, I get it. Not a lot of guys are going to be like me. This is what I'm doing. I'm seeing from his perspective as a guy. Remember, this is always something to take away from that, right? Like, a lot of you ladies should always try and see from the perspective of your significant other. And a lot of times, yes, no, there are a lot of guys out there that just, you ladies, we don't need to even talk about this, okay? A lot of them are just derps. We get that, right? And that's why I point out some of this shit and I go, no, it's like, I get it. A lot of women can overthink and things can be complicated and yada yada yada, but a lot of times guys are very simple to read. Like, I hate to tell you that. I can say from a guy's perspective of other guys' emotions and all that shit. No, don't get me wrong. We're one of those beasts due to society, due to training, due to all this crap that it's hard for a lot of us to share our emotions, right? I'm one of those people. Okay? I'm more physical than verbal, but I've been working significantly on that, right? As a human being and a man, I could admit that. So, with that being said, I'm a person who, if I'm gonna love you, right, I'll say it when I feel like it's built up enough to say, right? In terms of, we could be in a marriage for 10 years, and I'm not gonna go around, it's gonna be kind of dry, right? Like, I love you. No, I love you, like every 5 minutes, right? I'm not gonna be one of those people. I have to build it up and feel it. So when I tell you it, it's like, he really felt that, right? There's a lot of guys who don't do that. It's words to them, right? It's just literally words. It's like toilet paper. Um, so with that being said, I think she's overthinking this, right? I think she's really overthinking this. This guy's very straightforward. He's kind of like me. He enjoys the nature. He enjoys the outdoors. He enjoys being simple. Like, yes, no, some things can be a little complicated. And just sometimes with people like that, you just have to take it slow. And that's what he's wanting. I think that's where the commitment driven part comes in. You cannot rush people. And there's women out there in this world who are also the same. You can't rush them, right? I've known people who have literally been friends with a girl for a very, very, very long time. She has a string of really bad relationships, or she's one of those people who is very single. And then one day, finally, it happens. After like 10, 20 years, I'm not even kidding. It's rare and far and few and in between, but I have seen it with my own two eyes. And it's just something that there's people who just need time. You just gotta vibe one day. You just gotta be on the same wavelength and things like that. Again, let me put it this way, and this is a little piece of advice. I typically like to be, like I said, leave you with something, especially when you come to my channel. Enjoy your time by yourself. Learn about yourself. Enjoy your time alone. Come find value. Don't be needing and nagging to find a relationship. That's part of the reason, because you set this imaginary standard and you want this so bad, and then you get it and it sours it for you, and there's bad relationships, don't get me wrong, but you just enjoy yourself. Enjoy your time. Establish friendships with people. Enjoy, establishing what you want, what you enjoy. Personal exploration of thyself is a huge thing, because then you can have more to talk to with that significant other and know what you want and be able to be easier. There's a lot of people out there who just, hey, what do you like to do? Like, there are people out there who just literally and figuratively are like that, because they have not done self-discovery. Keep learning, keep doing things yourself, find happiness in being alone, and that way you aren't entirely reliant on the other person once you get in a relationship. That way you can still be Miss Independent or Mr. Independent, and that way you can still, enjoy those moments with another person and not have to worry about things too. Not worry about that person leaving you high and dry and the whole 9 yards. That's my wisdom for you. Okay? Alright, so hopefully you took something away from this video, my little comments at the end. I try and save it to the end, keyword I try. But yeah, no, I think this guy he wants to take things slow. He just wants to take things just, you know, I mean, for me, we would really have to hit it off. And again, this is something that he's established as friendship, and they've been friends for quite a many a year, right? And this is probably, I'm the type of person this is. Like, really? Unless I'm purposely going for a relationship. I'm one of those people that just chit-chats, here and there, and that's it. Like, I'm one of those people who I've found happiness in being by myself, right? Doesn't mean I don't want a relationship. Oh God, do I? But I'm not reliant on that as part of my happiness. So that way I get to enjoy a bunch of stuff, and then if I find a woman, right, who wants to enjoy life with me, right, get to date me, I get to share with those things that I genuinely enjoy with her. And then I also build on those memories of that thing. Like, for instance, taking walks, bike riding, things like that. Just saying, there are people out there that exist beyond Bounce Chickawawa or, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Again, there's 8 billion people on the planet. There's a lot of people, and it's very complicated. And I just try and keep it simple. But hopefully you enjoyed. Catch y'all later. Peace out.